And for the record, Ms. Garcia and Dr. Hay are also present on the call. Our first item of business is the 2.1 intergovernmental agreement with the Arizona Department of Economic Security for back to work education incentive funds. Mr. Sullivan, could you read the recommendation?
Yeah, certainly, Mr. Chair. The Chancellor recommends that the Governing Board authorize the Chancellor or designee to execute a 3-year intergovernmental agreement with the Arizona Department of Economic Security for the creation and maintenance of a program to administer state funding to eligible students through the Arizona Back to Work Education Incentives Program.
Do I have a motion to approve the recommendation as read?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Okay, discussion. Chancellor Lambert, do you want to give us just a very brief overview, and then if there are any questions?
Right, so you'll find attached to the board agenda the actual agreement. There's really 2 key components to this agreement, and it's really spelled out in that service description section where it talks about the $6 million being set aside for GED, and then another, and that's test prep side services, and then $7.5 million for scholarships. It's all connected back to the unemployment system, and that's why DES is involved here. In terms of how this is going to look and so forth, if you have questions about that, I'd be glad to have Ian answer any of those questions, if there's any.
I have a question. Ian, do you know, do you already have a plan as to how it's going to be administered and who's going to be eligible for those funds? I mean, I know it's for back to work.
Yes, Board Member Garcia, the Department of Economic Security really got back to all 10 community college districts about 4 weeks ago. This was announced by the Office of the Governor in May, and we had silence on it, even though we reached out up until about 4 weeks ago. So one of the things that the Department of Economic Security was very overt about is that they see this term as a test run, and they were pretty stringent, if you will, on the template that you have in front of you to consider. Even though the community colleges wanted to see some changes to that, as it stands now, it's predominantly Pell eligibility. Those individuals who were unemployed during a certain time period as specified in the IGA in May, then had to be re-employed or employed again, and then enrolled at Pima. This will be eligible for tuition only and for 6 credit hours. If there is a low utilization rate on that, then the DES will consider amendments to the IGA for subsequent terms.
So are you proposing any changes as you see it now?
We had proposed and will continue to advocate that this go beyond just the 6 credits, that students will be eligible for full cost of attendance, to include tuition fees, books, etc.
Okay, and then the other part of it is, how do you expect, what's your plan to disseminate this program to the community? How do you plan on doing that? Do you have some idea? I mean, I know it's early on.
So if we are going to be in contact with the other side, or the front-facing component of the public workforce system, which is Arizona at Work, so that their clientele will be made aware of this as well. And what that allows those recipients, which are a small number of recipients, but what it allows them to do is braid the WIOA funding with these available funds, perhaps. But also we will be meeting with Philip Burdick and his team to get some marketing out there as well. At us really, the last decisions from DES specifically and what the parameters would be were really decided less than.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any other questions, Dr. Hay? Nope. Okay. So all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes unanimously. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, then we are going to adjourn this and go to our other link. We'll see you in a minute.
The other link. I have to go somewhere else.
Maybe you got another link for the executive session.
Wait, let me go back and look.
Marcos, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you help Board Member Garcia?
I
Or did
don't
she
have
leave?
I don't have access to the executive session link. It's generated out of Andrea's account.
Okay, looks like
Sorry.
she's gone. Looks like she found it.
Okay,
Thank you.
sorry about that.
No, no worries. So we just stay here?
Yeah,
Okay,
feel free to mute your camera and your microphone and
yeah.